I think we're out of paper towels.
I'll wipe my hands on you.
Get out of the way.
If I remember correctly, you couldn't wait to get rid of her.
Yes, because she was a crazy stranger. But now I've gotten to know.
Behind the beach house, the cigars, and the chaos of 2.5 Men, there's a wild story full of biblical symbolism, backstage meltdowns, and jaw-dropping secrets that never made it to air. From shady negotiations to the shocking favor Jon Cryer once asked of his co-star, this sitcom's history is stranger and funnier than fiction. So join us as we dive into 20 weird facts you never knew about 2.5 Men. A hilarious behind-the-scenes look at the show that redefined sitcom insanity. Fact 1. A different Evelyn Harper. Before 2.5 Men hit TV, the original pilot, Most Chicks Won't Eat Veal, featured Blythe Danner as Evelyn Harper. When CBS picked up the show, Danner was replaced by Holland Taylor. According to creator Chuck Lorre, the role wasn't a good fit, though rumors say Danner was let go after clashing with producers over script changes. That unaired pilot never made it to TV, but clips have since surfaced online. Fact 2. No Hugh for You. Replacing Charlie Sheen was no easy task, and before Ashton Kutcher joined 2.5 Men, the producers tried to recruit Hugh Grant with a massive paycheck. Grant later told Howard Stern he turned it down because there was no script, just a promise to trust us. He wasn't willing to sign on without seeing the role first, though he joked later that he regretted missing out on that kind of US TV money. Fact 3. Charlie's spin-off that never happened. After his explosive exit from 2.5 Men, Charlie Sheen almost returned for the finale. Producers invited him back for a cameo. The plan was to drop a piano on Charlie Harper's head. Sheen, however, wasn't on board. Instead, he pitched a spin-off idea called The Harpers, starring him and Jon Cryer. Given the history between Sheen and the show's creators, that idea went nowhere, and Lorre's piano ending rolled on, without Charlie. Fact 4. Angus T. Jones was the chosen one. Though 2.5 Men revolved around Charlie and Alan's chaos, the real heart was Jake, played by Angus T. Jones. Surprisingly, the casting wasn't a long search. Angus was the only boy who auditioned. Creator Chuck Lorre had seen him in The Rookie and found him adorable. After watching him effortlessly charm everyone in the room, Lorre knew instantly Jake Harper had been found. Fact 5. Why Ashton Kutcher really joined the show. When Ashton Kutcher replaced Charlie Sheen on 2.5 Men, it shocked everyone, even him. In an interview with Howard Stern, Kutcher admitted he only took the role after hearing how much Sheen had been making. His former agency, WME, was involved with the show, and when Kutcher learned Sheen earned $1.8 million per episode, he joked, "If they offered me that kind of money, I'd take it." He didn't get quite that figure, but the offer was big enough to say yes. Turns out, the right paycheck can change anyone's mind. Fact 6. Walden Schmidt wasn't what Ashton expected. When Ashton Kutcher joined 2.5 Men as billionaire Walden Schmidt, he thought he was signing up for a very different role. On Mark Maron's podcast, Kutcher revealed that the character Chuck Lorre originally pitched wasn't the one that ended up on screen. When Kutcher asked about the changes, Lorre simply said it was part of a bigger story. Kutcher trusted him and went along for the ride. Fact 7. Jon Cryer isn't interested in a revival. With so many classic sitcoms making comebacks, fans keep asking if 2.5 Men could be next. Charlie Sheen has even pitched a revival called The Harpers, but Jon Cryer isn't exactly eager to return. When asked on Access about working with Sheen again, Cryer laughed, saying, "It's kind of a roller coaster when you have Charlie in your life, and I haven't decided to get back on that roller coaster." Sounds like Malibu's most dysfunctional household is staying closed for now. Fact 8. Jon Cryer passed on Battlestar Galactica. Before becoming Alan Harper, Jon Cryer had a tough choice. Join 2.5 Men or play Gaius Baltar in Battlestar Galactica. Cryer later revealed on Twitter that he turned down Battlestar for the sitcom and has no regrets. He said he loved doing 2.5 Men and praised James Callis, who took the Baltar role, as a big part of the show's success. And it all worked out. Cryer eventually got his own mad genius moment as Lex Luthor in the Arrowverse. Fact 9. Berta wasn't supposed to sound like that. Believe it or not, Berta was originally written as an Eastern European housekeeper. When Conchata Ferrell auditioned, she told producers she could do a pretty good Russian, but thought the role worked better with her own tough trailer park spin. They loved her version so much that Berta went from a 2-episode guest to one of the show's most unforgettable characters. Fact 10. Chuck Lorre almost walked away. During his infamous feud with Charlie Sheen, showrunner Chuck Lorre went through what he called a painful year. In 2011, he even offered to quit 2.5 Men, telling CBS, "If I'm now the Antichrist, get another guy. Don't stop the show on my account." But CBS stood by him, firing Sheen instead, a move Lorre later called a moral decision, not a financial one. Fact 11. Charlie Sheen regrets how he left the show. When Charlie Sheen imploded on 2.5 Men, he didn't just leave, he detonated the bridge on his way out. Years later, though, Sheen admitted he wishes he'd handled it differently. He told The Guardian, "I should have left 2.5 Men better," and later joked to people that there were 55 ways to handle it, and I chose number 56. Now that he's owning up to his mistakes, could a Sheen-Lorre reunion ever happen? In Hollywood, never say never. Fact 12. Charlie Sheen regrets how he treated Ashton Kutcher. When Ashton Kutcher replaced him on 2.5 Men, Charlie Sheen lashed out publicly, taking shots at Kutcher online for simply taking the job. Years later, Sheen admitted he'd been stupidly mean, saying he hadn't appreciated how tough it was to step into someone else's role. "I should have been nicer," he told the Kyle and Jackie O show. The two eventually buried the hatchet, even shaking hands at a baseball game. Fact 13. Chuck Lorre saw Alan Harper as a biblical figure. According to Chuck Lorre, 2.5 Men's awkward freeloader Alan Harper was originally meant to be more tragic than pathetic. He told The Hollywood Reporter that Alan was designed as a modern-day Job, a good man who can't catch a break. Over time, though, the character became broader and funnier. Meanwhile, Charlie Harper stayed true to his original inspiration, Dionysus, the god of wine and pleasure. Fact 14. Jennifer Taylor says the show saved her home. Before landing the role of Chelsea Melini, actress Jennifer Taylor had appeared in smaller parts on 2.5 Men. But when she got the call to join as Charlie's serious girlfriend, it couldn't have come at a better time. Taylor revealed she was about to sell her house to make ends meet after having her daughter. "I still had the hole in the ground from the for sale sign," she said. "I took it as a sign. I wasn't going anywhere." Her first day as Chelsea in 2008 marked the start of a new chapter, both on-screen and off. Fact 15. The CSI crossover took a jab at Roseanne. Before his sitcom empire, Chuck Lorre wrote for Roseanne, until he was fired over creative differences. Translation, Roseanne didn't like him. Years later, he got some playful revenge. During 2.5 Men's crossover with CSI, there's a fictional show called Annabelle, a not-so-subtle parody of Roseanne portrayed in a less-than-flattering way. Looks like Lorre got the last laugh after all. Fact 16. Angus T. Jones was the only kid to audition. While 2.5 Men was built around veterans Charlie Sheen and John Cryer, finding the half took almost no time at all. Chuck Lorre saw Angus T. Jones in The Rookie and invited him to read for Jake. After his audition, Lorre didn't bother seeing anyone else. He knew Jake Harper had just walked in. Fact 17. Berta was never meant to stay. It's hard to imagine 2.5 Men without Berta, but she was only supposed to appear in 2 episodes. Originally, her character was meant to quit after Alan and Jake moved in, but Conchata Ferrell's sharp wit and scene-stealing delivery won everyone over, turning Berta into a permanent and unforgettable part of the show. Fact 18. Rose always wore roses. While 2.5 Men often played Rose's stalking for laughs, Melanie Lynskey made the character oddly endearing. A fun detail many fans miss: every outfit Rose wore featured a rose, whether it was a pattern, embroidery, or a small accessory. A subtle touch that made her name more than just symbolic. Fact 19. John Cryer's hair was painted on. Fans who saw John Cryer off-set may have noticed he wasn't as full-haired as Alan Harper, so how did the show pull it off? not with a wig, but with what Cryer called an elaborate illusion. Makeup artists used a roller to paint on a dark base, added powder for texture, and voila, TV-ready hair, courtesy of a little Hollywood magic. Fact 20. Angus T. Jones was TV's highest-paid kid. By the time he was 17, Angus T. Jones was earning a staggering $300,000 per episode on 2.5 Men, making him the highest-paid child actor in TV history. That paycheck put him well ahead of peers like Miranda Cosgrove and Frankie Muniz, and it's easy to see why Jones stepped back from acting. He didn't really need to work again. And there you have it. The wild, hilarious, and downright surprising secrets behind 2.5 Men. From painted hair to million-dollar paychecks, this sitcom was as chaotic behind the scenes as it was on screen. Which of these facts shocked you the most? Or did we miss one that every true fan should know? Let us know in the comments below.